Hi, and welcome to the first of a series of informative discussions looking at plan and fund administration issues. This is the first session in a two-part series where we review the CAPSA guidelines for plan administrators. CAPSA is short for the Canadian Association of Pension Supervisory Authorities, and they've established a set of 11 principles for pension plan governance. It's a fantastic set of best practices by which all plans should be adhering to. My name is John Sparling, and to discuss with me in further detail, I'm joined by Jim Harris of Soterium. Jim, as a starting point, you've rearranged the principles into broad-based groupings. Could you explain your rationale for doing that?
Absolutely, John, thank you. Yes, we've taken the liberty of banding several guidelines under a single banner because some of the roles, responsibilities and challenges are the same for that particular grouping.
Well, that does make a lot of sense. Can you give us an example?
Yes, certainly. Let's start by looking at numbers 1, fiduciary responsibilities, 3, roles and responsibilities, and 10, code of conduct, conflicts of interest. We've titled those structure, given the organisational requirements.
Can you give us a few examples of the questions and challenges within these guidelines?
Certainly, John. The guidelines themselves are very broad, and there is a self-assessment piece in here. But the questions we would be asking around sort of, with number 1, what are the stakeholders? Have these been identified? And when was the last time the entire list were actually reviewed? And at number 3, well, when was that document created? How long ago was it reviewed? Who conducted that review? And have the roles and responsibilities changed in the meantime? And then finally, with number 10, have any areas that may create a conflict of interest been identified? What procedures and checks and balances are put in place? And when and how are these reported? What action's been taken once a conflict's been identified? And also what additional action might be taken to prevent future occurrence?
Very good. And what about the next area?
Well, the next section was possibly the easiest one to actually batch together because it was prudent governance is absolutely vital in all cases. But as it occurs in 3 of the principles, it still leaves us with the following questions. Number 2, under governance framework, at what point was that document created? When was the last review conducted? Was that conducted internally or by an external party to ensure it remains fit for purpose? What areas does it cover? And have these changed over time? Finally, is there any conflict between the fund manager / custodian relationship that needs to be reviewed? And on number 6, with governance information, exactly what information is shared and how does this affect privacy requirements? How often is it shared and in what format? And do sufficient controls exist with regard to the sharing of that data? For number 11, the governance review, how often does regular review really take place and in what format? If reviewed, who has the sign-off for that particular review? And in the event the areas are not in compliance, what action can be taken or has been taken to ensure that there is compliance again in the future? And then finally on this one, given the changes with both climate change issues and ethical standards guidelines, how have those been incorporated into the new documentation?
Thanks, Jim. Certainly there's lots to think about. And if you would like to discuss any of the points made above, or have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to contact us at inquiries@soterium.ca. Thank you for joining us today, and tune in for part 2 where we discuss oversight and compliance and operational issues.